Today is my birthday and I'm turning 30, and it's scary and exciting at the same time. I'm excited for the new chapter of my life. My 20s have been very turbulent and very self-discovery oriented, as it's the case for many people. When you get into your 20s, you feel like you are an adult now, but I don't believe that's truly the case, because you're still very young and trying to figure everything out. Today I want to share with you 20 lessons I've learned during my 20s, and if this can help any 20-year-old out there, I'm so happy about that. Of course, everyone's journey is different and everyone's background is different as well, but these are the things that I didn't know when I was very young and I got to learn through the years, and there's something that I wish I knew when I turned 20. Before I begin, hi, I'm Milena. If you're new, please consider subscribing, and if you like the video, please give it a like. And you can follow me on Instagram at MindShiftSchool. If you would like to schedule a free coaching call, you can send me a DM on there. And yeah, let's get on with the video. So the first lesson is the world doesn't owe me anything. And I realized this when I realized the difference between I'm worth it versus I'm entitled to. Everyone is worthy of happiness, love, success, but no one is entitled to those things unless they work for those things. So yeah, when you become an adult and you realize that no matter what you are able to do, whatever your capabilities are, no one's going to give you anything you want. You have to really push and struggle and be confident in yourself and put yourself out there and work for what you want. The second lesson I've learned is that my happiness and well-being are my responsibilities. No one is going to take care of you, and no one is going to love you unless you love yourself. This is a cliche, but it's totally true. Everyone needs to work on themselves and accept and love themselves unconditionally before they can share that with others and receive that as well. The next lesson is that I have the power to change any aspect of myself. I have control over my life, over myself, and all those limiting beliefs that kept me in the same place are something that can be reprogrammed. It takes time, but you can change and you can design yourself and your life in a way that's aligned with your values, with your true, honest self. And reprogramming all those limiting beliefs is the biggest part of being more true to yourself. The next lesson is my thoughts are not who I am. We often identify with our thoughts, with everything that goes through our head about ourselves, about the world, about the other people, but all those thoughts are not the reality. We usually hear our worst critics in our head, and no matter if it comes from ourselves, our childhood, from another person who talked to us that way, but they are not who we truly are and the reflection of our own true selves. So reprogramming your thought patterns is a super important thing to do, and it's also something that takes a lot of time, a lot of patience, and self-acceptance and love. The next lesson I learned is that my feelings are temporary. I don't have to act upon my feelings, and I don't have to take action when I have a feeling of any kind. I can always take a step back and re-examine why do I feel that way, and just get curious and not really be reactive. Just be curious and be observant of your emotions, feelings. Where are they coming from? Are they coming from your thoughts or a belief system that you have about the situation? And this freed me so much from just being reactive so much. The next lesson I've learned is that I have to take care of myself first. As an empath, I'm really in tune with other people's emotions and what people need. I'm really receptive of the energy around me. But if I focus on the outside more than I focus on myself, that is not going to be beneficial in the long run, and it's gonna wear me down. And I would not be able to take care of anyone if I don't feel good, if my cup is not filled up and I'm not taking care of myself first. Next lesson I learned is that I need to spend less money than I earn. This seems like a no-brainer, but we often don't realize how much we spend on a daily basis, and we live paycheck to paycheck. And that is something that I learned. If I want to save up for anything in my life, if I want to have security that's so important to me, I need to start saving, and I need to be more mindful of the money that I put aside and the things I buy on a daily basis. The next lesson is also about budgeting, and it's the importance of having a savings account. I used to love travel, and I still do, but I usually saved all my money for traveling. That left me feeling like I didn't have any security. And feeling secure and feeling like you can survive even though you lost your job is very important. So putting aside money for savings is super important, and you should start doing that as soon as possible. The next lesson, or more of a quote that I live by now, is the best time to start was 10 years ago, and the second best time is right now. Whenever I feel like it's too late to do something, I remind myself of this quote, and it's really been pushing me to expand out of my comfort zone and make no excuses about me not being able to start anything new or do something that I've never done before. The next lesson is that I learned to trust my intuition. I'm a very intuitive person, and not trusting my gut really got me in trouble before, and it was more out of a fear that I didn't trust myself. But as I worked on myself and began to trust myself more, I truly believe that intuition is something that is really a great guiding compass for anything you do in life. Of course, you need to be rational and make rational decisions and choices, but that intuition is also a very important thing to listen to and look out for the signs that your body and your gut is telling you. The next lesson I learned is that I shouldn't rely on anyone else but myself. It's great to have loving, compassionate, and people who love you and you can rely on, but it's not something that you can control. You can never control anyone else but yourself. So being independent and just working on yourself and building something for yourself is the most important thing, especially for my girls out there, that you really need to build your own thing, do your own thing, and if someone supports you, that is great, but to not rely on anyone else for comfort, for love, for anything, or financial help, whatever it is, and to be strong enough to be okay on your own. The next lesson I learned is that habits are more important than goals. Having goals is really important, and striving towards something greater, a huge goal that you have, a better version of yourself, is really important. But we all fall back on our habits and what we do every day. So building good habits and being consistent is something that is going to get you where you want to be faster. The next lesson I learned is that fear is something that shouldn't scare me, and that I should lean onto fear. And fear is an indication for me now that I need to do something. When I'm scared to do it, I have to do the thing. Usually means that it's out of my comfort zone and that I need to overcome that fear in order for me to grow. The next lesson I've learned is that where I am right now is where I'm supposed to be. I used to live in the future so much, and looking back at my past and wishing I've done things differently, but I've realized that everything that happened made me into the person that I am today, and that whatever is going on in my life is supposed to be going on, and everything is happening for me and not against me. All the pain and all the suffering is just growth, and this mindset helped me so much to be more happy every day and to be grateful for everything that I have. The next lesson I've learned is that mindfulness is the key to happiness. Being present every day, whatever you're doing, is actually where the happiness is. You can never be happy looking into the future or living in the past. You only live right here and right now. Continuing on with the happiness lesson is that work equals happiness. Of course, you have to do the work you love, and that is the key for this lesson. But working on your project, on something you're passionate about, brings so much happiness to me. And I used to think that when I don't work, or when I retire, when I have more free time to do what I love, I will be more happy. But I realized that I wouldn't. Work is what gives meaning, fulfillment, and happiness to my life. The next lesson I've learned is that small changes lead to huge results. Again, consistency is definitely the key, and just being persistent over a long period of time is always going to work. Even though we live in a hustle culture where we're always busy, but then we burn out and we don't do anything, consistency and working on your goals and all the habits that you build, even though they seem small, they're going to actually bring a huge transformation in the future. The next lesson is the importance of gratitude. Being thankful that you woke up today, being grateful for all the people in your life, for all that you have, all that you've built, and feeling proud and feeling just grateful that you get to live another day and create and do something you love and be with the people you want to be with. The next lesson I've learned, that I seriously learned late in my 20s, is the importance of being patient. And this applies to every single thing in my life. Being patient with the progress I make, with my work, with my relationships, with any skill I want to learn. And patience is something that I guess you develop more and more throughout the years. Yeah, being able to trust yourself and to trust the path you're on, and just keep working on yourself and being patient with the results, with anything that you want to accomplish, and trusting that it will come. And the final lesson is to accept and don't force anything. Be accepting of the situation you're in and not forcing things to go perfectly the way you wanted it to go. So these are my lessons I learned in my 20s. I think there is so much more, but I wanted to round down to 20. Thank you so much for watching, as always. And if you liked the video, again, please like and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!